Is Kaspa in trouble? The answer you might not like, but you need to hear. Okay, listen, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. For this cycle, yes, Kaspa's in trouble. The top is in. It's probably not going to make a new all-time high, but that doesn't mean that the Kaspa project is dead. I'm explaining you exactly why in this video. We'll take a look at some charts. We'll look at some stats, some metrics, some numbers. Let's actually take a look at that now. This is from cast.fyi. And what we've seen here, you can see the trend. Over the last 30 days, 30 days, the whales and the sharks. So these are people that hold between 10 and 100 million for the whales and 1 to 10 million Kaspa tokens for the sharks. We've seen outflows from them, and we've seen it distributed down the line with the people holding between 100K and 1 million, and the largest cohort, which are the crabs, which have between 100 and 1,000 Kaspa. Inflow of 546 over the last 30 days. You can see across the board. What does this tell you? Whales are selling, people with the large positions, but it's being distributed downstream across the board with the crabs, the octopi, the fish, and the dolphins. All animals which I love to eat, except the dolphin. Never had dolphin. If you've had dolphin, let me know in the comment section. I hope to God no one comments, yes, I've had dolphin. But listen, for this cycle, we've seen certain altcoins run while a lot of other altcoins bleed. And it's sad to say, well, it's not sad, but it's not to anyone's fault. It's not the fault of the founder of Kaspa. It's not the fault of the community. But this is a utility-driven rally. The rallies we see, ICP off the back of Caffeine AI, Zcash Dash off the back of privacy, Bitcoin OG whales selling Bitcoin, which is now institutional money, into the privacy narrative. We've seen zero knowledge. This is being implemented across multiple different verticals, multiple different asset classes. So we've seen that narrative run. The simple fact of the matter is, right now, Kaspa doesn't really have a narrative, right? Projects that are, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this in the future, they're not running. Cardano, Avalanche, I can keep going on and on and on, and Kaspa, unfortunately, is in that category. But I will say, this is Kaspa's really first true cycle coming in with the token standard. We got smart contracts coming, yada, yada, everything that's happening, the Kaspa, the key, the KEF, and all that. I think Kaspa needs one more cycle to mature. I've said this for the last year, but we always still held hope that we can still create new highs off the idea that retail was coming in. They were going to speculate again. I think it's safe to say that that part of the cycle, at least for the time being, is currently dead. So what's running is utility. And take a look at this price action here on Kaspa. Oh, man, this always happens. An 11 against a 4. Okay, you know what? All right, let's go. Come on. Stop what you're doing. 11 against a 4. Hit or stay?
Hit.
Antoine, stop what you're doing. 11 against a 4. Do I double or do I hit? Hit. Gina, stop what you're doing. You're the final vote. 11 against a 4. Do I hit or do I double?
Hit.
All right, we're going to hit it. Make sure you download the stake app. It has been nothing but down and to the right. We'll take this high from May. This was May 13th, and not even including October 10th. We're down 70%, and I think the bleeding is going to continue. Taking a look at some key levels for Kaspa. Now, the good news here, if you're a Kaspa holder, is we're pretty damn close to the bottom. I know it could always go lower, as my co-host says. But really, how much lower can it go than this level? And this is a very, very important level, not on some scam wick, but on an actual close or consolidation at this level. I'll drop a flag so you guys can see. We are talking about 3.23 cents. If we zoom out and we go back to this point here, this was in May of 23. This is Kaspa's first candle on KuCoin. It rallied, it fell, it came, it broke above, it retest, it flew, came back, retest, flew again, and we haven't been down here since. that last time, which was in August of 2023. So this should be a very key pivotal level that I believe Kaspa will hold. Now, of course, anything can happen. Can it go lower? Of course it can go lower. It can definitely go lower. Everything can definitely go lower. But the one thing I want to tell people watching, you guys who are Kaspa fans, who are part of the Kaspa community, I want you to know that going the decentralized, fair launch, no VCs, like kind of what Cardano did. It's great for ethos. It really encompasses what crypto was made for. The problem is, if it does catch on, if it does become successful, it's going to take a long time. There's no gasoline that you can put on a fire that just started, that just has those embers, right? The VCs, the raising the money, the token launches, whatever. That's the gasoline that gets that fire burning hotter and higher and gets the token price moving. If you don't have that, you're just going to have to continue to slowly, right, rub that rock against that stick and try to get more embers and fan it and blow on it until this thing starts to go. Look at Bitcoin. Same thing, right? Kaspa always compares itself to Bitcoin. It's a silver to Bitcoin's gold. Great. How long did it take Bitcoin to hit mainstream? How long did it take Bitcoin for people to actually see that 1 billion in volume or see the million holders? It's going to take some time. Now, if someone comes in and decides to be the face of the project, uncorrelated to the team, and decides to throw some money behind it, get some exchange listings, yep, then great. Then that timeline accelerates. But if you're in Kaspa, I think your time horizon has to be at minimum 5 to 8 years. At minimum 5 to 8 years, because no one can argue about the technology. No one can argue about the community. And no one can argue about Kaspa really being the only proof of work chain right now. And I know I'll see it in the comments. Throw it in there, by the way, if you think there's another proof of work chain that's better, that can do what Kaspa does. And so unless it starts getting adopted at a mass scale, which it can, I don't think it's going to happen this cycle, though, my friends. And so the strategy, if you're holding on to a Kaspa bag, I'd recommend you just turn your phone off, come check back in 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, whatever you want to do. But tracking the daily price of Kaspa at this point, I think, is pointless. You're going to see it continue to go down, as are 95% of all coins. But if your time horizon is long enough, I think you guys are going to be happy with your returns. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it's not what you wanted to hear. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I love you guys. I still love the Kaspa community. And if it makes you feel better, I still have a little bag of Kaspa that I plan on sticking into a hardware wallet and forgetting about it for the next 5 to 8 years. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.